Alright guys, we're going to continue our discussion on the pocket pistol calibers, and in this video we're going to discuss the 32 ACP. Now if you missed part 1 and you'd like to go back, the part 1 of this series is covers kind of the basic overall premise of why we're testing the or why we're talking about these calibers, and also it discusses the 380 auto. So if you'd like to go back and watch that part 1, you can do so. But I'm trying to make these videos kind of standalone videos as well, so that people that are interested in their particular caliber can come to these individual videos. So, all right, so we left off talking about the 380. Now we're going to move on to the 32 ACP. Okay, now the 32 ACP is you're looking right around the 130 foot-pound range for energy with the 32 ACP. So it's not a really powerful cartridge, but it's definitely very capable of, for self-defense. All right, now let's save this one here. Let's talk about first off. Let's talk about this Blazer CCI Blazer. Now I reference the ballistics testing done by Brass Fetchers quite a bit because it's very usable stuff. Like, I really enjoy their channel. If you haven't checked them out, go down to the link below and check out Brass Fetchers. But they did a ballistics gel test on this 71 grain Blazer aluminum full metal jacket. Okay, here is an example of it. In that test, they fired that into a 10-inch block of ballistics gel, and actually as it went in, it started to tumble. So the bullet actually went in and then started to rotate, and actually it causes quite a bit more damage when a bullet tends to tumble, because a bullet is a lot wider on its side going through than it is going straight through, and so you get a larger wound opening up and more damage that way. So this actually showed the tumbling potential of this 71 grain full metal jacket. When we're talking 32 ACP, okay, we're talking about a round that's kind of intermediate energy for a pocket pistol caliber, but it has enough energy to still have somewhat of a potential to overpenetrate. Not a lot, okay? It's not going to penetrate a ton, overpenetrate a ton. So you're kind of sitting on the cusp of relying on a full metal jacket in order to get enough penetration. Okay, so this one went through the entire 10-inch block of gelatin, but it exited with a lot less energy than, like, say, a 380 ACP did. Okay, so I still think that I think that the full metal jacket is a viable choice in the 32 ACP as a self-defense round. Now, one time you'd like to be using a full metal jacket over a jacketed hollow point. Let's show you. This is the 32. This is the 65 grain Hydra Shok from Federal. Okay, that's this one right here. They also did a ballistics test on this exact round here, and what they got there was they got 7 inches of penetration with this this Federal Hydra Shok, and it actually opened up fairly well. And so we got well over 10 inches of penetration with the full metal jacket and 7 inches of penetration with the full metal jacket, or with the jacket at hollow point. Okay, so when would you use one or over the other? Okay, let's talk about that. In the winter time, in the winter months, when you're going to be encountering perpetrators or intruders and things, you're going to be having them wearing heavier clothing. Okay, so you're going to have more clothing in the wintertime, less clothing in the summertime. What I would recommend is, if you carry a 32 ACP in the wintertime, I would carry a full metal jacket, and I do carry a full metal jacket, okay, in the wintertime. In the summertime, when you're going to encounter more like t-shirts, things like that, lightly clothed people, then the jacketed hollow point, I think, is going to get the nod. All right, so we're sitting right in the range where you don't have quite as much overpenetration, but you do have quite a potential for underpenetration, especially when you're shooting through heavier clothing. Fat guy you might have a real hard time reaching vitals with a jacketed hollow point in a 32 ACP. Okay, so I would definitely in the winter months utilize a a full metal jacket. Now, let's show you this is the 60 grain Winchester Silver Tip. Okay, let me show you an example of this. This is also a viable option for the 32 ACP as a jacket, as a hollow point. I don't think this is a jacketed hollow point, but anyway, you can see it right there. Kind of a nice large opening. I have actually never fired this through my Beretta Tomcat, so I don't even know how this performs. I've never tested it, but I just wanted to show you guys an example of that. Okay. All right, now let me show you what I choose to carry, okay, in the wintertime, and that is this Winchester 32 Auto. And this is a 71 grain full metal jacket. Now, why I choose to carry this over the Blazer aluminum is because it has a truncated nose. All right, it has a flattened cone on it, and the reason why I like that is because it tends to not penetrate quite as much as the slicker round nose, and it also creates a little bit more hydraulic pressure on the tissues, so it can cause a little bit more hydraulic damage than like just a typical round nose. So this is the ammunition that I carry in the Tomcat in the wintertime, is the 71 grain full metal jacket from Winchester. All right, and this is almost guaranteed to penetrate deep enough to hit the vitals. All right, so that's why I go with a full metal jacket. So if you guys have any questions on this, feel free to leave them down below. You know, this is kind of one of these rounds that's kind of a coin toss. The 32 ACP definitely has enough usable energy to be a viable self-defense choice, but you really want to be careful in what you choose to shoot out of it. I wouldn't want to utilize a full metal or a jacketed hollow point that's too effective. Okay, and that is that's kind of funny, because I know that people will be like, "What are you talking about? Too effective?" Well, you don't want to be shooting a 32 ACP out of a really short barrel and have it open up explosively, because you don't want that round to stop 5 inches into penetration. You want that round to go in quite a bit more. And so that's one of the things you run into with the 32 ACP. So a lot of times I carry the full metal jacket, especially in the wintertime, because I want to make sure that I'm getting that penetration enough to reach vital organs and to disrupt vital function. So, because that's the only thing that guarantees incapacitation, is disrupting the vital function of your assailant. Okay. All right, guys. So feel free to leave your comments down below, your questions, concerns. Let me know, and also like or dislike the video, however you'd see fit. Also, if you'd like to favorite, go ahead and do so. It helps the video out, it helps the channel, and it helps us grow. So, also, thank you very, very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video, which will be the 25 ACP. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching. See ya.